To know yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It truly is, right? Most people don't really understand themselves. They don't understand what they want in life, and therefore find it extremely difficult what to focus their finite amount of energy on. Life is meant to be lived joyously. It truly is. And if you're not happy with life, then something needs to be changed. What do you want in life? What's my purpose in life? Why am I here? What do I love? What am I passionate about? How many people can genuinely answer, this is my purpose in life? Very, very few people. So your spiritual practice is to every year evaluate the people in your life. So go through a process of evaluation and reallocate your energy between people who uplift you and people that don't uplift you. And this is something that I do all the time. The next thing we want to do is to learn to manage energy in our life. This is based on the premise that we only have so much energy each day. We have a finite amount of energy each day. Each day we have this much energy. We take our energy and we invest it into people and things around us. We keep investing until we have no more energy left. We get exhausted. That's usually around 11 or 11:30 or midnight. We go to sleep. Our energy builds up again. We go out the next day and we invest our energy into people and things till we have no more energy. But the one thing most people don't do is we never evaluate who and what we're investing our energy in. So I always tell people to treat energy the same way you treat money. It's a finite resource that needs to be wisely managed, wisely reallocated, and wisely invested. No matter how rich you are, you only have so much money, right? And before you spend money, most of us think and evaluate what we're investing our money in. If somebody asks us for $5,000 or $30,000 to invest into a startup or a company, we would ask questions. We just wouldn't hand them $30,000. We would ask, what's your plan with it? What are you going to do with this money? What's my return on my investment? Because it's a finite resource. So why don't we do the same thing with energy? Before we invest energy into someone or something, why don't we evaluate if that person or that thing is deserving of our energy? Because if you only have this much energy, if I took 10% of my energy and I gave it to John, that's 10% I could have given to my spouse, my business, the things and people that I love. Remember the law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transferred or transformed from one thing to another, right? So I can't create energy. If I give 10% to John, I want to know he's going to do something good with it. Because if he's just going to squander it, I'd rather take it and give it to the people and things that I love. So why is it important to manage energy? For me, the greatest impetus for managing energy is death. Death is the greatest impetus for me to manage energy. I realize that life is finite, that I only have one life as me. And regardless of my beliefs, I know I have one existence and as DANDAPANI. And what happens after death, I'm not quite sure. We all have different upbringings, different religious beliefs. Some people say when you die, you go to heaven or hell. Some people say when you die, it's game over, that's it, nothing happens afterwards. Some people say when you die, you get reincarnated as a man or woman. And others say you get reincarnated as a man, woman, maybe an insect or an animal. But no one really knows. We have our beliefs and we hold strongly to them. But no one's ever died, gone to heaven, taken a selfie, come back, posted it on Instagram and said, look at me here in heaven, #pearly-gates, right? So we don't quite know, but the one definitive thing is that we know we're going to die. And I know I have a finite amount of life. I don't believe life is short, but I do believe it's finite. And because my life is finite, I want to be extremely clear where to focus my energy. There's no point learning to concentrate if you don't know what to concentrate on. So along with learning concentration, it's really important to also learn what to focus on. So what I would recommend as a homework is to be clear what your purpose in life is. One way to do this is to spend 5 minutes each morning reflecting on what your purpose of life is. Get to know yourself. Most people are happy to spend time with other people and things, but very few people actually make time to spend time with themselves. So when you wake up in the morning, take a shower, go to a quiet place in your house, sit down, and ask yourself questions about you. What do you want in life? What's my purpose in life? Why am I here? What do I love? What am I passionate about? How many people can genuinely answer, this is my purpose in life? Very, very few people. Once you're clear with your purpose, you know what to concentrate on, and you know what to direct your finite amount of energy towards. So the next thing we want to look at is energy consumers, right? People and things are two of the biggest consumers of energy. And people and things also give you a lot of energy. Since the subject is vast and time is short, let's focus on the people that consume energy and how we can deal with them. I call these people energy vampires. All right? That's what a vampire does, right? Bites you in the neck and sucks the life out of you. And some people consume tremendous amount of energy. Essentially speaking, there are three types of people, and let's keep this simple, monk simple. There are uplifting people, there are neutral people, and there are not uplifting people. An uplifting person, I spend 5 minutes with an uplifting person, I walk away, I feel great, and go like, wow, that was an amazing conversation. A neutral person, I spend 5 minutes with them, I walk away, I'm still the same. A not uplifting person, I spend 5 minutes with them, I walk away, and I go like, oh my God, that was exhausting. Right? And you've probably experienced that in your life. So then the next question to ask is, are they an energy vampire? There are two ways to figure this out. One is I can judge or I can evaluate. Right? What's judging and evaluating? Judging is this. I'm at a party in New York City in a penthouse. There are 200 people in the room. The door opens. This guy walks in. He's got white shoes, a purple suit. He's got a cane and a top hat. He's wearing a chain with a big clock hanging off his chest. I look across the room and I go, he must be a pimp or a drug dealer. That's judging, right? I didn't get to know him. I just judged he was a pimp or drug dealer. Evaluation is this. I spent 50 occasions with John over a period of 2 years. 49 of those I walk away from and I go like, oh my God, that was exhausting. It's safe for me to evaluate that John is an energy vampire. Okay? Then there are two types of energy vampire. The next question is, are they a transient energy vampire or inherently an energy vampire? Right? What's a transient energy vampire? Just say John is going through a hard time in life because his dad is dying of cancer, for example. And for 3 years, he consumes a lot of energy. You know, he's always down. You need to uplift him. He's feeling very sad. It's okay. You give him that energy because he's your friend, and that's what we do. We express compassion, empathy, and love, and we support our friends during difficult times. What's someone who's inherently an energy vampire? Someone who's inherently an energy vampire has always been this way. For decades, they just haven't changed. They're just not an uplifting human being at all. So how do we deal with someone who's inherently an energy vampire? How many of you feel like you have someone who's inherently an energy vampire in your life? So how do we deal with someone who's inherently an energy vampire, right? My guru taught me the best way to do this is to practice the art of being affectionately detached, but always kind, gentle, sincere, and loving towards them. What does this mean? So just say John is inherently an energy vampire. I live in New York City. I'm walking down Fifth Avenue. I see John walking towards me. What do? Do I cross the street? That's not very nice. I meet John. John meets me. What do you say when two people meet each other? Do you know why I don't ask, how are you? Because I don't want to know. John asks me, how are you? I say, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. And then I reply, what a beautiful day. I'm being sincere. I'm being kind. And then I say to him, please excuse me, I have something really important to do. It's true, my life is finite, and I'm very clear what my purpose is. And then what do people say at the end of a conversation? It was a pleasure meeting you. Actually, it wasn't. Let's do lunch. Why? See you later. Not really, don't want to. Why do we say the things we don't mean and ask the questions we don't want answers to? So at the end of a conversation, I say, have a wonderful day, which is true. I know he's inherently an energy vampire, but I do wish he has a wonderful day. So the concept of being affectionately detached is to not engage with someone, right? Just to be kind, to be gentle, to be sincere and loving towards them, but not engaging with them. What's another way to protect yourself from an energy vampire? Is to place the burden of responsibility on them. What does that mean? I'll give you an example. I have a client of mine who's an expert in social media. Right? So a lot of people want to get together with him, have a cup of coffee, a glass of wine. Let's catch up for lunch. Let's do dinner. Why? Because they want to pick his brain and get information from him. And he can't sustain this because everybody wants a little bit of his time and just can't live this way. So I told him, this is what you need to do. You need to tell this person who wants to meet with you to read your favorite marketing book. Read your favorite marketing book, write down 7 key points and email it to you. Once you receive the 7 key points from the book, tell them that you want to see what stands out to them in the book. Once you receive these 7 key points, you email them and say, let's meet up on this day for a couple hours and we can discuss a marketing strategy for you. You know how many people actually read the book and email him the 7 key points? Nobody. As soon as you place the burden of responsibility on someone, they don't do it. I travel all around the world. I speak, people come up to me and they want to ask questions. I always give them my personal email address. I tell them, please don't share it with anybody. Can you put your question down on this email and send it to me? One, it'll give me time to reflect on it, and I can give you a proper response. And they always say, for sure, I'll put it all down in email, I'll send it to you. You know how many people email me? Nobody emails me. Simple little task, right? I'm not asking them to do yoga, to meditate, to breathe out of one nostril. You just send me an email with your problems, and they don't do it. So place the burden of responsibility on someone. If you're somebody who's developed a particular skill, you're an expert in a particular niche, in a particular area, and you find that people want your time, they want your energy, the one simple way to protect yourself is to place the burden of responsibility on them. Give them a simple task to do and see if they do it. And if they fulfill that task and come back to you, then go out of your way to help them. Another thing I want to talk about is mental energy vampires. What's a mental energy vampire? Mental energy vampire is unresolved emotional experiences that are sitting in our subconscious. Most people's subconscious mind looks like this Indian flower market. It's just packed with stuff because people don't resolve stuff as they go through life, right? Everything that is once passed through your conscious mind in the form of experience is resident in your subconscious mind, and all these experiences have emotion attached to them. One simple way to deal with unresolved emotional experiences is to do this exercise called the Vasana Daha Tantra. That's the Sanskrit name for it. And what it really is to take a piece of paper and write down the problem on it. Every experience has emotion attached to it. And I want to share with you a quote from Tesla, which I think really encapsulates the philosophy that I believe in or that I was trained in the monastery. Tesla says if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything is made up of energy and it's vibrating at a certain frequency. So if I have an experience, it has emotion attached to it, it's vibrating in my subconscious mind. My goal is I can't do anything about the experience because it's already happened, but what I can do to help myself is to remove the emotion that's attached to experience. So I take a piece of paper, I write down the problem. As I write down the problem, something really interesting happens. That experience moves from my subconscious mind to my conscious mind because I'm reliving it. The interesting thing that happens is the energy, the emotion actually comes out of the experience, flows through my hands into the piece of paper. Now I crumble the piece of paper and I burn it in a fire. It could be a garbage can, a fireplace, it doesn't really matter. Does the fire destroy the emotion? No, because you can't destroy energy. But what it actually does is transform the emotion in the paper into heat, flame, ash, smoke, and a whole bunch of different things. I remember the first time I ever shared this exercise was with a group of entrepreneurs in Perth, actually, about 5 years ago. And one of them said to me, look, DANDAPANI, I realize that experiences have emotion attached to them. And I realize as well, when you relive it or you're writing about it, it goes from your subconscious mind to your conscious mind. But this whole concept that emotion comes out of the experience, flows through your hands into the piece of paper, I find it really hard to believe. I find it that's a little bit too spiritual. I said, fair enough. So I asked him, do you have kids? He says, yeah, I have a couple of kids, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. I said, on Father's Day, on your birthday, do they ever make you cards? They said they do that all the time. Can you describe the card? Well, they say usually go to the back of the house, they find an old piece of cardboard, they draw on it, they stick a bunch of things on it, stars and a bunch of ribbons, and then on Father's Day, on my birthday, they hand me the card. I said, how does it look? They go, well, it doesn't look that great. It's made by a 4-year-old. But I said, let me ask you this way. If you saw it in the store, would you pay money for it? And they go like, no way. But do you keep it? He says, yeah, I keep every single one. And I asked him why. He said, well, it's so full of love. I said, wait a minute, you're telling me your kids know monk magic? Because 2 minutes ago, I told you about putting emotion on a piece of paper, and you looked at me like I was a crazy person. And now your 4-year-old son knows how to do this, right? Because he's taken a piece of paper, put his emotion in it, a piece of paper that you don't want, a cardboard that you didn't want, put his emotion in it, and now he's given it to you, and you hold it. So you can actually transfer energy from you, emotion from inside of you, into another matter. You'd never be able to sell it to anybody. Nobody would want to buy it, all right? You keep it because it's so full of love. It's full of emotion. So you can move emotion out of you. So the exercise here is really, if you ever find that you have unresolved emotional experiences sitting in your subconscious, consuming tremendous amount of energy, take a piece of paper, write it down, and then burn it in an ordinary fire. How many times should you write? Well, depending on the emotion. If it's an intense experience, you might have to write about it 3 or 4 times. If it's not so intense, maybe once or twice. To know yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It truly is, right? Most people don't really understand themselves. They don't understand what they want in life, and therefore find it extremely difficult what to focus their finite amount of energy. I want to leave you with 2 quotes, one from my guru. The first one is proceed with confidence, right? Proceed with confidence. Believe in your ability to manifest something in your life, because you can. How do you manifest something in your life? You take your awareness, you focus it on that thing. You know how to develop concentration now. You keep your awareness on it. When your awareness is on it, that's where your energy is flowing. When your energy flows there, it starts to manifest in your life. And believe in your ability to do that and proceed with confidence. The next thing is, life is meant to be lived joyously. It truly is. And if you're not happy with life, then something needs to be changed. If you ask most people what do they want in life, they'll always say, most people often answer, I want to be happy. Happiness should never be pursued. Don't pursue happiness. Pursue a lifestyle that results in happiness. And that's, for me, what I do. I never chase happiness. I pursue a lifestyle where the byproduct of the lifestyle is happiness. In order to find out what the lifestyle is, I need to know what my purpose in life is. In order to do that, I need to spend time with myself each day to find out who and what's important in my life, take that finite amount of energy that I have each day, focus it into those things. That starts to manifest in my life. The byproduct of that is happiness.